Hello and good afternoon. Thanks for joining us. I'm Muhammad Amin Carlos and you're watching Updates at Noon. The Ministry of Communications and Multimedia, KKMM, has launched 3 units of vans belonging to the Information Department of Japan to improve information delivery performance to the people. Well, according to its minister, Dato' Saifuddin Abdullah, the vehicles worth 1.2 million ringgit were modified and equipped with various telecommunication facilities, including internet access, public address system, television screens, workspaces, and laptops. Explaining further, Dato' Saifuddin said the IM at Japin vehicles would function as a mobile media center, mobile news center and mobile publication distribution center.
Saya yakin ini dapat memperkukuhkan lagi program IOW, Info on Wheels, yang selama ini telah dilaksanakan di seluruh negara, terutamanya di kawasan luar bandar. Dan van ini dilengkapkan dengan ciri-ciri telekomunikasi yang baik, termasuk akses internet dan sebagainya. Dan dia boleh membantu kerja-kerja terutamanya bagi teman-teman wartawan. Andainya berlaku sesuatu bencana, di sini van ini boleh jadi pusat untuk nak buat sidang media, boleh jadi pusat untuk buat hebahan acara, ada PA sistemnya, dan juga untuk wartawan membuat report. Selepas PC nak buat report, nak hantar ke pejabat masing-masing.
Speaking after the launching ceremony at University Teknologi Mara in Pahang, he said the ministry planned to assign 1 vehicle to each state, depending on the necessity and existing budget. Well, another 26,643 frontliners in the country have received the COVID-19 vaccine under the Phase 1 of the National Immunization Program, or PICK. Its coordinating minister, Khairi Jamaluddin, said this brings the total number of individuals vaccinated to 166,363 nationwide as of yesterday. According to Khairi, who is also the co-chairman of the COVID-19 Task Force, or CITF, Sarawak topped the list of total number of vaccinations by state at 25,271. This is followed by Pahang at 15,521 and Selangor 15,357. As of yesterday, about 3.6 million people have registered to receive the vaccine through the My Sejahtera application. Apart from the My Sejahtera app, the government has also launched a special website and provided a hotline for the people to register. Members of the public are urged to register for vaccinations in order for Malaysia to achieve herd immunity. Well, a man jumped from the first floor of a flat in Sungai Petani, Kedah, just to avoid from getting caught in a raid by Kuala Muda National Anti-Drugs Agency, AADK, last night. In the operation, the AADK personnel managed to detain a total of 8 men and 2 women aged 24 to 40, while some of whom were hiding behind a store of a house. Explaining further in a statement, Kuala Muda AADK Chief Officer Arnida Ishak said all suspects believed to be abusing drugs were detained in the operation that began from 2:30 p.m. until 11 p.m. last night, and they were then brought to the district's AADK office to undergo drug tests, to which they tested positive for morphine, methamphetamine and ganja. Now, 4 of the suspects were remanded while 6 others were released on bail. The case is investigated under Section 3, Subsection 1 of the Drug Dependence for Treatment and Rehabilitation Act 1983. Well, the police has condemned the act done by some students who draw profanities and obscene language on the back of their school uniforms after finishing the Sijil Pelajaran Malaysia SPM examination, which recently went viral on social media platforms. Well, Kelantan Police Chief Dato' Safian Mamat described the act as rude and something that should not be done, as it clearly shows no respect towards the teachers and educators. He said the police have begun investigations on the students under Section 14 of the Minor Offences Act 1955. He added that about 5 traffic summons have already been issued to the students involved.
Ini satu perbuatan yang generasi muda tak patut buat. Ini generasi muda tak patut buat. Jadi ingatan juga kepada ibu bapa lah. Ibu bapa main peranan. Walaupun anak-anak kita berada di luar rumah, di luar sekolah, tapi kita kena tanam semangat cintakan pelajar, cintakan pelajaran, cintakan ibu bapa, cintakan guru-guru dan cintakan orang yang kita sayang.
Well, a 27-year-old driver died after his car was involved in a crash at the Kempas Toll Plaza in Johor Bahru at about 2:20 a.m. this morning. And Terima Fire and Rescue Department Operations Commander Muhammad Sharil Safar said the victim, Chong Zi Zian, was pronounced dead at the scene after being trapped in the driver's seat. Explaining further, Muhammad Sharil said the department personnel had to use a special equipment in order to retrieve the victim from the vehicle. And it said 16 personnel, as well as those from the Kempas fire post, were mobilized to the crash scene upon receiving a report on the incident. The operation ended about an hour later, and the deceased was handed over to the police for further actions. Well, Prime Minister Tan Sri Muhyiddin Yassin and his wife, Puan Sri Nuraini Abdul Rahman, safely arrived in Riyadh for a virtual meeting with Saudi Arabia ruler King Salman bin Abdulaziz Al Saud at the Al Yamama Palace. Now, they were personally greeted upon arrival by the kingdom's Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman at the King Khalid International Airport. Well, Tan Sri Muhyiddin's plane landed at the airport at 8:25 p.m. Monday local time, and Foreign Minister Dato Sri Hishamuddin Tun Hussein was also present to welcome the Premier. And they flew in from Medina after visiting the tomb of Prophet Muhammad and the Nabawi Mosque. Tan Sri Muhyiddin was on the third day of his four-day official visit to Saudi Arabia at the invitation of the ruler King Salman. Now, the visit is aimed at strengthening traditional areas of cooperation and forging greater partnership in new areas such as new technology and innovation, as well as energy collaboration. The Prime Minister will also be meeting Prince Mohammed, who is also the Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Defence, at the palace before concluding the official visit. The Youth and Sports Ministry, KBS, will be tabling a spectator management protocol to the National Security Council, MKN, Technical Committee to obtain approval for the presence of football fans in the stadium. Its Minister, Dato Sri Rizal American 9 American, is optimistic that local supporters would be able to return to witness the actions of their favourite team soon if the ministry is able to convince MKN and the Health Ministry on the protocol.
He said the confidence was from watching the Malaysian Football League, MFL, and the teams involved in complying with the standard operating procedure, the SOP, and the concept of sports bubble in the first week of the Malaysian League last weekend. For a start, Dato Sri Rizal American said it would be implemented in 1 or 2 stadiums before being expanded to other stadiums which are venues for M-League.
10% ataupun 4,000, whichever is lower, ni adalah jumlah yang praktikal. Maknanya kalau stadium tu 10,000 kapasiti, 1,000 je digunakan. Kalau stadium tu berkapasiti 80,000, hanya 4,000 je digunakan, whichever is lower, ataupun maksimum 4,000 lah.
The minister added that KBS has prepared the SOP, which will be further studied the mechanism with MFL on Thursday before being brought to the Health Ministry and MKN. The 2021 league campaign kicked off last Friday with defending champions Johor Darul Takzim, that's JDT, retaining the Charity Cup for the 4th consecutive time after defeating Kedah Darul Aman FC, KDA FC, 2-0 at Sultan Ibrahim Stadium under the new norm.
Well, with that, we end today's edition of Updates at Noon. In our top story, another 26,000 frontliners receive vaccination jabs. Well, folks, tune into News at 10 for the latest updates at 10 p.m. on my Freeviews saluran Berita RTM channel 123. Or you could also catch us on YouTube or RTM's MyClick web portal and mobile app. Thanks for watching and stay tuned to TV2. Muhammad Amin Carlos signing off. Bye for now.